Good day guys, this is Practiphile and today we're gonna have a look at the new one from KZ. We have the Castor. I think I have the base version. So thank you so much KZ for sending this over. Yeah, they've released a lot really recently, and honestly I don't know my stand about KZ stuff. Yeah, they have learned a lot in tuning, but also recently most of their sets are like they have switches, like 4 switches, and I don't know, but yeah, let's try this. It's your typical KZ box right here. Open them up and you have this one, just normal KZ stuff. They come with foam tips, yep, and yeah, tuning switches. Yes, there you go. Right, so yeah, build's pretty good, but it looks thick though, and there are 2 drivers that seems like they're facing away from each other. Interesting. Yeah, let's find out. Is it like the one they mentioned, like isosorbaric something? That I don't know. We'll figure out. This configuration though, like it's like 2 down and 1 2 is down. It's like down down up up. I don't know why they said it like this. We'll see. And I have this brownish cable that they have. It's brown, not the silver one. So yes, I think that's it. That's it for the box. Yeah, put the cables on. Yeah, I've seen the graphs of this. Like a lot of people have graphed these already, and they seem like they have a cut. It's like harmonish bass, but we'll see. All right. So fit is, yeah, it's pretty bulky actually. But before that, I'm gonna try to look at how the settings should work. Let me see. I'm pretty sure it's on their website though. Yeah, it seems to me that the switches are more separate in a way. It seems like the switches 1 and 2 controls the bass, and 3 and 4 controls the mid and high frequency. Now the 1 and 2 they're off, and 3 and 4 is on. So basically what it does is it increases the bass like 1 dB each, kind of like that. So if I increase the 3 and 4 on, this is gonna counter the heavy bass, because I felt like on graph, like the standard ones, I felt like this is too bass heavy for me. So I think this one should work. So let's try them out. Fit is, yeah, as I've said, they're a bit bulky. Yep, let's check my test tracks here. Let's start with, how about let's try with Playing God first. Let's see. A bit heavy to drive, huh? Okay. Wow, okay, that's clean bass actually. Yeah, like for tonality alone, wow, okay. Still need to figure it out really. Let's see. So far, man, it's like there's really nothing wrong with how they sound. Yeah, I mean, decent resolution, but it's not something that connects to me. Let's try Under My Umbrella. Okay, there you go. It's definitely like, it's almost a V, but in very clean way. And you know the sound, you feel like this kind of like timbre, like most KZ sets recently share the same timbre for some reason. It's not particularly bad, but it's different. It's kind of like, if I describe the recent KZ sets, the timbre would be kind of like, they're not near natural. The note weight isn't quite there yet, but it's not something you'd fault on really for some reason. Like, I don't know, like probably the transients are too fast with their drivers, or like they're using cheap driver materials, but definitely they don't sound cheap. Don't quote me on this, because these earbuds or IMs are cheap. But what can I say? All right, let's check Here Without You. Yeah, it's definitely a taste thing. Clarity is good though. Okay, here we go with the bass. Good bass. Like the oh my god, like I don't know, I run out of words. Like, it's definitely something you can listen to if you're in a budget, but it just doesn't wow me. Okay, let's check treble, High Spring by IU. Yeah, good treble actually. It's good. I'd be lying. I mean, yeah, good female vocals. I'm interested to see the graph, but it should, yeah, I mean, I've seen the graphs of this. I'm just curious how they would look like on my rig. But it would be very close to Tanchim 1 DSP without the past 10k peak. Or probably it's close to Tanya as well. But sound-wise, it reminds me of the Truth Ears original Zero, not the red. Yeah, I mean, I've only heard the Truth Ears Zero like for a few minutes, but this sound should be closer to that. I don't have the graph of it though, because I tried it. It was Timmy's set when I was in Japan. It's closer to that, honestly. Okay, let's try get lucky. Yeah, man, like there's a lot of sub bass and very clean. I mean, you can't find any sound like this below $30. I mean, like I love the Tanya DSB so much, but there's just something about more drivers that it's more fun, probably. But I prefer the tonality of the Tanya DSB. I just like how that driver delivers timbral accuracy. You can't find any other sets at this price. This is 15 bucks? Oh man. It's getting better actually. I mean, the more I listen to it, Ego Death, Polyphia. I mean, I haven't changed any settings yet, but I'm not gonna score this today because I need like a lot of time tinkering around with the settings. So far, it's like non-offensive. And if you're in a budget and you want like a top bass, I think this is the one to get. I prefer this over the QKZ Con, and I don't know, I might even prefer this than the Truth Ears Zero, the original Zero, the blue one, just because of the price. Yeah, man, that treble can be a bit plasticky, really. That's what I want to say. Yeah, I mean they're not quite there yet with the timbre. It's not there yet, but still good though. Like, I think that's it. That's it for my first listening impressions. It's not bad. I was expecting. Honestly, I didn't expect anything from these. I mean, other than I've seen the graphs and I kind of like know how they would sound like. But yeah, it's definitely something you would consider if you're on a budget and you want like tuning nozzles. I mean, the switches, I think they're not that difficult. It's just like it increases the bass by 1 dB, like each frequency. I think that's it. I don't know. I have to experiment more. But for now, I'll save my take after a few days. So, see you in a few days. Alright, so we're back after like a few days or a week listening with the Castor. What do I think about them? I think they are good. For the price, as I've mentioned, it did resemble the original Truth Ears Chronicle Zero. Not the red version, because the red is like it's smoother and more laid back. This one though, it has like a very V-shaped tonality. Mids are pretty recessed on these. You can see that in the graphs. Like, yeah, I can say that they're kind of like scooped a bit, and but I don't know, I can't explain. There's like the switches and the cut is doing something about its timbre that I quite don't like. Yeah, I mean, I prefer this over the Zeros because they are cheaper, and I don't know, like it performs 90% of the Zeros. So yeah, let's score this one here. I think I haven't scored it yet. For tonality though, yeah, tonality for this one, I think I'll give it just average. They're V-shaped in tonality. They're not balanced because, as I mentioned, vocals are kind of like recessed and instruments are kind of like in the background. Although it's not really like a deep V, but I still consider it a V. I wished it had like more vocal presence. So bass though, I have to maybe like 2.5. I have to give the bass like that. I personally prefer this setting, the UUDD, because like the all down was too like bassy for me, and then the all up was too bright for me. Like if you see the graphs, you need to compensate that gain with the bass. Now although the like DUD UU setting closely resembles the Chronicle Zero, but it was just too bright. I needed to compensate that with some bass, so I think the bass is 2.5. Mids, yeah, mids weren't that. I think I'll give it average or 1.5. Yeah, maybe just average. I mean, they're good, they're clean sounding because, there's no bleeding, but for some reason, The timbre is a bit off. They're like a bit thin sounding. So that's average 2. Treble is, yeah, also average, I guess. I mean, they're not bad. They're well extended. But I feel like, I don't know, the drivers being used in this unit is not as good as other sets. Or maybe it's just the tuning, or maybe it's the switches, because it's so different with the regular Castor, the silver one. I thought that one sounded better, so I think I'm gonna give treble 2 as well. Technicalities though, yeah, because of that tuck, it remains very open, but I do feel that resolution could be better. I don't know if it's the tuning or what, but I'm gonna give it 2.5. So I got an 11 score, and 11 is, I think it's B. Yeah, it's B for me. The Castor is B. So I did get the chance to listen to the silver version, and I think I like that better. I think that might be an A for me. I don't know, it just sounds better. It sounds more correct sounding. It's more engaging for me. But here's the thing though, like when KZ started doing switches, I did notice that their quality control is it worse, should I say? Because I do get like some channel imbalance, really. Like at least on the ones that they've sent me, I do get some channel imbalance. I got this here, I got it with the Duo and with the D-Fi as well. So yeah, I do feel that when they started doing switches, their overall quality control has declined a bit. It might be different from yours, but for me, it's definitely like that. So comparing it with the Duo, I think I still also prefer the Duo's tonality. I don't know, maybe the drivers are just better. The Krila also sounds better. I don't know, for some reason, I didn't think that the timbre on the drivers here are natural sounding, especially in the treble, or maybe it's just tuning, because like I see like around 5k, there's 5k peak there, and it makes cymbals and highs a bit thin sounding. So again, comparing it with other sets that have bass tucks, but I do prefer this with the zeros, mainly because they're much cheaper than the Chronicle zeros. If you want a budget bass cut with flat sounding mids, I guess this should do the job, but they're approaching V-shaped tonality, which you may not prefer. Yeah, KZ asked me to compare it with other expensive sets. I don't know, like maybe, to be honest, this wouldn't fare. Like, I don't know, maybe this is good only up until 50. Other than that, it's like there's so many good IMs in 100 price bracket. Like it's being stopped by Hexa or EM6L, the SimGo Phoenix. So many IMs. There are a lot of gatekeepers recently. But yeah, if I were to compare with bass tucks, like for example the Duno SA6 Mark II, of course, man, like these are definitely better, no comparison. Other bass tucks I've heard the The Audio Hype, I think, is it Hype 2 or something? That one is just, yeah, no, it can't compare. So yeah, those are definitely better than these. But if you want, like, the good thing about this is it's a bass tuck, and what these settings do, it actually controls the bass. So even if like whatever setting you do, it mostly controls the bass. I didn't graph everything, but because it's a hassle, man. Like 16 tuning options, like it doesn't really change the upper mids and treble, but mostly it does change the bass profile, so you can play with that. That's the best thing you can do. But I do feel that it falls behind like the Tanzgem Tanya or the Tanzgem 1, because like you can also control the bass from their Tanzgem app. And for bass tucks on a budget, I would still prefer or suggest the Tanzgem Tanya DSP or even the Tanzgem 1. They just sound cleaner and more resolving. The drivers are just better than that, just for me though. But you know, like this one's cheap, so you can get them if you want. I think those are my thoughts. I can't add any more. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you like and subscribe to my channel, and see you next time. Bye.